This is Mustang Postgame.
Back at Moody Coliseum, the postgame show on the air, brought to you by UT Southwestern Medical Center and SMU with a victory tonight over Coppin State. Final score of 57-49. We welcome you to the postgame show here courtside at Moody Coliseum. This was a struggle today for the SMU Mustangs. They went out to the big lead in the first quarter, thanks in part to a nice run over the last half of the first quarter, where they ended up with a 20-6 lead, and that was due in part to a 9-0 run to end the first quarter of play. They extended that lead in the second quarter to 13 points, but then Coppin State started fighting back, actually tied the ball game up in the third quarter at 33. The Mustangs then go on a big run to end the third quarter with a 10-3 run. They took the lead. They led it by 7 at the end of the quarter, and they win it today by 8, 57-49. But this ball game was definitely a struggle for SMU, but they do come up with the victory. We're joined here courtside by the head coach of the SMU Mustangs, Adia Barnes, and that was rough.
Yeah, that's an understatement. That was ugly.
I mean,
a win's a win.
A win is a win, but yeah. Let's talk about the game.
Don't even get me started. I'm trying to be positive.
Well, let's be positive. How about that 9-0 run at the end of the first quarter to give you, at the time, a 14-point lead, 12-point lead, 20-8. And that's when the game was tight early on. And then you extend that lead to 13 points, 25-12. And then Coppin State starts fighting back, and it's a 9-point lead at the quarter. And then third quarter, what happened?
I have no idea. Just very lackadaisical start, turning over the ball, not rotating stuff we do, not guarding the ball. We just have to get better. A win's a win at this point. I think that, with our team, we're not where we need to be. We need to get healthy. We have had very few games with all of our players healthy. That's not an excuse by any means, but we have enough veterans where if someone's out, someone else needs to step up. We got to get Grace going 100%. We were out without our leading scorer tie, but there's no excuse because we are good enough to play better than how we're playing. I think that there has to be a lot more sense of urgency, more focus, more pride on one-on-one defense, more discipline. We have to be able to apply what we practice in games, and we're just not really at that stage yet. We're not. So I'm really excited for the nine days off because we are going to get better. We have to. We're not able to do some basic things that we should be able to do at this point. So it's my job to figure out a way to extract that. But we're not consistent. We probably gave up 8 points in the last couple minutes. So that's a lack of focus. You can concentrate, and it doesn't take skill or athleticism to box out. But we're not able to do those, so we have to get better.
Let's talk about some big positives in the game. Steals, 13 steals today for SMU. That's the 8th time this year that you've had double-digit steals. And, of course, Kyla Deck, 5, brings her total, I think, now to 42 on the year, which is unbelievable. And you have 5 block shots in the ball game. You had a lot of turnovers, but you win the turnover battle by 3 today.
Yeah, but for 21 turnovers is way too many.
That's too many.
Way too many.
But and you had 3 players in double figures. I know you want more than that. But 3 players in double figures. Sanaya job, and that was a scare in the first quarter with Sanaya. It was good to see her back out there.
Yeah, we definitely need her right now. She's playing good basketball.
And you got Jazzy Gibson into the ball game. We've been waiting to see her. Didn't get a lot of minutes, but she had some good minutes in there in play for the Mustangs just in her season debut.
Yeah, and she's just learning. She hasn't learned a lot of our defense because she hasn't had enough reps. But the thing I love about her, she has an extremely high motor. Mm-hmm. So she's just going to be good just because she plays hard. So that's the kind of tenacity we want on defense, and that's why she's going to earn herself playing time.
And as you said, you bring in Grace Hall back in. She got some quality minutes again and got some points too.
She was restricted today, so we got to get her going and back into it. But she's a really important part of what we do.
Other positives that you saw in the ball game?
I thought we had some good points, like some good 5-minute segments where we got like 5 stops in a row. Those are good. But then we follow it up, get tired, and start doing things that aren't disciplined. So I think there are good bright spots of segments of basketball where I thought we played solid. We did really good things against the trap at certain points, and other points we just don't rotate. So I think figuring out how to sustain the consistency when you're up or when you have momentum. And we're not able to do that yet. So we have to learn, we have to teach, we have to execute a little bit better on offense and defense and just really hammer that home. And we have a couple weeks right here, which I'm kind of glad for a break. I'm really glad to get healthy, but not only that, to get better. When we've had 2, 3, 4 days, we've gotten better. So we have to get significantly better in 9 days.
I thought one other positive in the game was after the score was tied at 33, Mustangs go on a 10-3 run to end the quarter. And against this is a lot better Coppin State team than I think a lot of people may have thought. I mean, you knew they were going to be tough coming in, but
yeah, teams like this always scare you because they're hungry for a win too, and they've played some very hard teams. So I think that you just don't. And teams that are athletic and they can drive and score, it's just scary against us. So I think that for us, there's no team that I'd overlook because we're not good enough yet. We are getting better, and we have a chance to be good, but we're not where we need to be mentally yet to lock in, so there isn't any team that we can overlook.
As always, Coach, we appreciate the visit.
You.
Congratulations on the win today.
Thank you.
That is the head coach of the SMU Mustangs, Adia Barnes. We're back in a moment. You're listening to SMU basketball from Learfield.